Alrighty, guys, we have got the new harness and everything for the kitty cat.
It's a little long, ain't it?
Really international. Getting ready to put that thing together today. It's all colorful and everything. We got both harnesses. We got the valve cover gasket and everything. We got thermostat. Got all the head bolts, all new head bolts and everything. They're already bolted on. We're having a little issue because we have misplaced the seals for the top of the injector, so I'm trying to find them again. But we got the new ones on the bottom, and we definitely want to put new ones on top just in case, because you never know. You don't want to take this thing back apart again. Well, you can, but it's kind of, yeah. This is the old harness.
There's the cover. Golly, but look at it, it's just falling apart. Watch me slice my finger.
Hey, every time I touch a knife, every time I cut myself, it don't matter. Hurts a little nick, cut my finger off, I always cut it. There's the old harness. There. And there's the new harness. I think the old. Probably have to take it out and zip tie it and everything to it. And blah, blah, blah. Actually, no, it's got one. No, it don't.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, look at that. Learned something new today. Can't go like, yeah, there you go. Yep, saves me trouble.
There's one. Alright, guys, see how dirty everything is. These two don't really matter because they've already been cleaned. But see the difference? They're all cleaned up. Cleaning these things up too. And to get everything clean, set, ready to go to stick this thing back together. The only thing I still have an issue with is still these gaskets, but we'll find them eventually. Alrighty, guys, we got everything nice and clean. It's all laid out, got all the push rods, all these little caps, they go on the valves. These hold down that little valve cover over there, don't they? These? No. Wait. I don't believe you. Got the injector caps for the wires that go on them and everything. All the extra bolts we need. Everything's here and organized, and we're gonna get ready to put her back together as soon as we figure out where these little seals are.
Oh, that sucks. Can't even find them seals.
Yeah, no, we definitely need to find them. Alrighty, so we're getting ready to put this thing back together. So the reason why we do clean them off is because, I don't know if you guys can see it, see all that dirt? That's from us cleaning it off and everything, and that could have all been in the motor, which would have not been good. That's why you always clean them off, and honestly, if you're taking apart something in the motor, just clean it. It's not that hard. But, got it all set and ready to put back on. I guess while Waddy puts the injectors in. Another thing, when you put these things in, you want to put just a little bit of grease on them so the seals don't really dry rot, and honestly, it's a little bit better, honestly. And it's a lot easier to put them in, too, if you put grease on them. It'll snap in easier. Let's see here. Got that. I guess I'm going to go ahead and put the turbo on and everything. I'm going to do everything on the outside while Waddy works on the motor part. He should get his part done pretty good, but what we're going to do is we're going to put all these on. We'll put the ejectors in, then the rockers on, then jacks on. Then we're going to put that little, I guess, second piece valve cover. What is that piece called? That piece that you set the valve cover on. The one we took off, the bottom part. I don't know what that thing's called. Anyway, something. But then we're going to set that on just in case any of this gets in the way. It'll be pretty easy to do.
Valve cover casing?
Yeah, I guess that's what you call it. You need to clean that thing up, rip it on, honestly. But we're ready to stick her in. Waddy's got the grease. There we go. I have cleaned the valve cover. Really good. It's just a little diesel on it and everything. I'm gonna spray it off with some brake cleaner. But it looks like someone painted this thing either black or painted it yellow, or tried to at least, or something. Oh, I did it. It's like me when I first started painting motors. Overspray, honestly. But wait to clean this. We got some brake cleaner coming, and then I'm gonna go over here and help Waddy put this thing together. All right, guys, here is the old thermostat, and yeah, I don't know if are we changing this thing to run a cooler or we're just changing. What are these?
What I heard.
Anyway, there goes that. Throw it on the ground. This right here, I guess I'm gonna clean this up really good. We're gonna reuse this gasket because it does not look bad. It's not really flat. So I'm gonna clean this thing up, take this clamp off, take this in there and take a little rough brush and scrape her clean. Then I'm gonna stick the new gasket in there that we got and it'll work. Alrighty, I got this thing off. All I have to do is undo that little clamp right there and it just came right off. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this little pick, go in here and pick her out. Try not to rip it. And just coming slowly but surely. There we go. Take that sucker out. Sweet, didn't rip it. There's that. Now I'm gonna grab like a little rough brush with a drill, clean her all up. There we go. I really like using these little wire brushes. They work great. They don't really do anything but scratch all the debris off. I'll go around here and make sure I get all that Permatex out. Every bit of it. Permatex that gasket back in there. The reason why I took the gasket out is because I didn't want to damage it. Here's a new thermostat. So we're going to take her and it just slides in like 1, 2, 3. Slides in like that. Now we can go ahead and bolt her on. Well, Dad seen something that we didn't. We would have put it together and went on with it, would we, Waddy?
We would have.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here looking at it. It's leaking right out of it.
We was told the head gasket would be fine.
It should be.
But that copper stuff would be better.
Would have sealed it.
But this thing is leaking right here.
Well, I don't
It's
want
not
to make
supposed
this
to do that.
phone call. Here I go.
Dad. Oh no.
What
There he
phone
goes. He's
call?
gonna make the phone call.
What phone call?
So Dad's thinking the head could be cracked, or we should have used
The
what's
copper
that?
gasket.
Yeah, copper head gasket. It's like sticky. It's like Permatex for a head gasket, basically.
But it goes together. You got your head gasket, then you got the copper gasket that goes on it.
Yeah.
So it's like a double seal.
And another thing.
We fire that up, it's gonna blow water out that hole, I'll bet you, because it's leaking now and it's just sitting. Yeah.
Alrighty, so we got all the head bolts out, all these little bolts right here out. Thing's ready to take back off. Hopefully Dad can find some copper head gasket and fix her up. If not, then we're out of luck for now. But yeah. I mean, I kind of figured, but this is like redneck. This is like super redneck. Alrighty, guys, I just got these plugs for my truck, so I can finally finish the headlights up. I don't have to worry about nothing, but Waddy came up with this little redneck idea. But, you know, in a way it works, though. Also, clean the toolboxes up. They look good. They look really good.
That ain't gonna be no good.
Not good. I figures. Had to get a bowl.
Yeah, that's gonna need a bowl.
I hope it ain't that plug.
It might be the plug.
If it's a plug, that's the whole reason I went over there to get
See, it works.
Like, change that light to the other one, see if it works. Yeah. What we're getting ready to do is we're going to be taking out the motor. This motor out of the scam truck. We do have another motor to put in it. So what we're doing right now is just getting all the lines and everything out of the way, loose. And what I was doing is I was taking the hood off, got the springs loose, and Already got these bolts broke loose, so all I gotta do is pull the bolts out for the bottom. Then we're gonna set this hood out of the way, and then we're gonna work on the radiator. And then after we get the radiator out of the way, we'll work on the tranny bolts, and then the motor mounts, and then wait to get some propane for the propane for the forklift. We probably won't use that thing because honestly, that thing will probably tip over if we try to lift it up with this thing. But that thing will just eat dirt. I don't think no way enough. I don't know, the head's off of it and everything, so it's like 500 pounds lighter. But still, anyway. I'll go ahead and pull these bolts out of this little pin right here and set this hood down.
Rest of the wires out too?
Yeah, and we're gonna have to move all the hoses next. And then, I mean, this is pretty simple. It's just bigger, a lot bigger and heavier. What I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to, I don't really know what you want to call it, but I'm getting ready to take all the gas out of the air compressor.
For now.
So we can get this radiator and everything off, because if you try to do it now, you might end up breaking this or whatever. I have broke one of these before. They're very sensitive, very, very sensitive. But we got the hood off. Woo.
Sabotage.
Look at that. It does have a hole. Why not? Dang. It does have a hole in it right there, don't it?
Yeah, that's already broke. Well, I wouldn't say broke, but damaged.
It's over here too. Look at that.
Yeah, somebody wasn't easy with it, putting the hood back on. Yeah, them were bolt holes. Grill.
Dang. So you ever put this grill on and really screw that up? Bad.
Ain't nothing but for the frame.
Alrighty guys, so what I've done is these are the training killer lines. So turn both of these off. Already loosened the clamps. Go ahead and rip these things off. And then that'll be that. I'll have to pull the other one from the bottom. It's easier to get to. And everything over here looks like it is detached. So yeah, everything over here looks good. Right here at least. But the other side is about done. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be, there's 2 bolts on the bottom of the radiator. Gonna unhook those, and then we can lift it up. It ain't that heavy. It's about maybe 200 pounds, 300. Alrighty guys, so to take the radiator off, there's always two bolts on the bottom, and they're usually easy to get to because they cut out these holes so you can just stick an extension on. But whoever put this hood on didn't really, think it through. So now, I don't know what the heck they did. I think they tried pulling it or something and bent this all up and everything. But I got to it with a little swivel. Got the other one to take off, and then we're gonna lift her off here. All right, about to lift this thing off. Got the hoses detached. This big old thing. Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna put some tape over that so we don't have to worry about no dirt getting in it and contaminating the AC system. And then we're gonna lift this radiator off, and we're one step closer. Alrighty, anytime you get ready to take a radiator out or anything, always take the fan tread out. I mean, it's just 4 bolts, and honestly, it could save you a fan. Because, I mean, if you break this fan, it's pretty expensive. It's a lot easier just to take 4 bolts out and be done with it. And then set it over to the side, and I still gotta take the other side off, but you know what I mean. Here we go. Got them all loose. Take this, pull it back, get it out of the way. There you go. It's detached, and now all we gotta do is get that bar off, and then boom, lift her up, set her down.
Lift her up.
Alrighty guys, we got all the bolts out, got all the, I don't know if you can see them, probably not, but we got the motor mount bolts out. Got everything out except one bolt on the tranny, and we left the front mounts on just in case. You don't want this thing falling on the ground, but we are waiting for Dad and them to get back, figure out how we're going to take this thing out. Because I definitely do not want to take it out with that forklift, because, that would be very good idea. This thing's pretty heavy, but we'll figure it out once he gets back, and then you're done. Alrighty, guys, we freed us up some room. We moved this out of the way because what we're going to be doing to it is we're going to be splitting the case, taking that front cover off, and taking this little back piece off right here too, because it's leaking oil all down through there. I'm pretty sure you know off of Timmy's video, but we're going to be splitting that off, and this off, and we're stripping it completely down and sending it off to get painted. But what we're getting ready to do is we're going to take this fan off and everything, so just in case, it might fall or whack something or whatever, we don't have to worry about hitting it, and it won't break. So that'll be out of the way. That'll be great. And then I guess we'll take it out, hopefully. We're going to clean all this up underneath it so it ain't, that dirty or whatever. But what I'm getting ready to do is I'm going to take this clutch rod off right there, because the way the clutch, the clutch rod, when it goes into the tranny, it hangs on to that throwout bearing. So when you unloosen the clutch rod, you'll let that throwout bearing be able to slide out. So be able to slide this thing out pretty easy. Figured that out on the Peterbilt, that red Peterbilt out there when he was taking it out. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take these front mounts out, and I'm gonna go ahead and take that back tranny bolt out, and I'm gonna put a jack and some jack stands underneath the tranny, so when we do pull it out, tranny won't fall on the ground, which it probably won't anyway. It should have a brace on the back of it, but just to be sure. Alrighty, guys, we've got this thing hooked up, ready to go. I hope this thing holds. I'm sure it will, but we're about to figure it out. I don't think it's too bad of a setup. I think it's alright. But this thing falls, just know we tried.
We tried.
Lift it really slow. Make sure it's gonna hold before try lifting it up. So far, it lifts it up, no problem. I think she'll do it.
I just hope she comes out from back there in the housing.
Yeah, that clutch, I hope. I'm gonna try to back it up, and hopefully that chain doesn't slip off that fork, and hopefully it slides out of that tranny.
I wish we could come out from the side.
Yeah, that'd be sweet, but it's been here for a minute. That is a plus. The mounts did come out. But does it slide forward? Yeah, it came forward a little bit. A little bit. She's getting there, but
There's only so much I can do from back here.
I agree.
It came apart a little bit more.
Did?
It did.
Well, another thing is, see how down there? See how that's kind of closer it is on the bottom of the tranny?
Yeah.
It kind of pinches.
I can get under there and try to
If you want to do that, we could try that.
pry bar it apart.
Alrighty, guys, Dad's back. You guys thought we could get it out before he got back. He was wrong. Guess so. I'm just kidding. Anyway, sketchy, yeah. You better lift it up some. problem we had is the chain kept slipping off. Yeah. The chain kept slipping off. The chain kept slipping off. Can you lift the thing up?
I just said we should get a chain and put it up there next to the forks and keep it sliding.
Keep it from sliding. Lock it back here.
She needs water, baby.
Hmm?
She needs some water.
Babe, she just got here. You're so...
Spring honey.
Babe, that dog is spoiled rotten, alright?
Rotten dog.
I thought Dan was rotten, but
She needs some water.
she is rotten. There's go up in the office, and then there's some cups and everything.
Yeah, these things, that's going in there
There's a little
further.
half bottle. If you want to use
It don't matter. Probably go get some.
Push.
that. Oh, this ain't mine.
Ready?
I see it.
Hold on, baby.
That's good. Okay, I'm just getting these out of the way. We gotta get a little closer here. Now come forward.
Now push her.
Boom, right there. That's perfect. Yeah, we just had a hole in that fork.
Yeah.
Told you these forks wasn't long enough.
Why can't we just, is them forks smaller than these?
They won't fit on this right here.
Oh.
Well, everything's disconnected and ready to
I
go.
told you we need to make a boom for these.
Hey, that long piece of metal, remember that slides on the fork?
No, that'll just.
No, it won't.
Yeah, it will.
I've seen that thing lift up a car.
Hmm.
I'm serious. He moved that red car with them things.
Hmm.
Yeah, with that new Bobcat he got.
Uh-oh.
Or the one he rented.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. Serious. Got to. Hey, wait. You gotta lift it up a little more. Cut down the air lines. Hear me? You're good. Go up. No, but if you go back anymore, just don't go back. Yeah. Woo! Alrighty guys, now we got it. Let's see here. Stick it back in there and woo. Straight up. Yeah. Make sure nothing's hanging on that side. I told you. Yeah, look who was right. Look at these things. Damn. I told you once you get it up that high, that's it. Hey, just sit it back down. There's a lot of tension. Yeah, you're off the ground. You're barely there. You're almost there. Oh, you got about 4 more inches. I think.
clutches. That's why we spent what 6 hours one day trying to get that motor and clutch.
Oh no, that motor and clutch and the America,
Dude,
the single
we
cab
finally
over.
said forget it. We threw the clutch on the transmission and everything like it's supposed to do when you slide it in there, and put it together. We put it in there. Now that's all we do. We don't use alignment tools no more.
Yeah, alignment tools,
That's
are dumb.
put them in there and they're just a little off. You can't get it in there. So we just wait till we get them in there.
And make sure res it's up. I got this far off. That clutch is pretty rusty.
That has to be. No clutch brake or anything on it.
Yeah.
Better pick all your bolts up. You're going to need every one of them.
Yeah, I am.
Here you are.
So yesterday we took out the motor and the scam truck. All right. So we got it out and everything, set it across. So we're gonna have to get a new clutch for it, for the other motor. We can't just take this clutch off and then put it on the other motor we're using. We have to get a new clutch, and we're definitely gonna have to get a, what are those things called? Clutch brake. Yeah, there you go, clutch brake. I don't know why I can't remember that, but got the new clutch brake. So that's gonna take a minute to get. But what we're doing right now is the green Coronata is back from its trip. So what we're doing is we're gonna check the oil, kind of go over it, and I'm gonna check the jaw shaft, make sure everything's tight, make sure there's no problems. Check the wheel seals, that's dry. Brakes look good. Don't really see no leaks. I don't hear no air leaks. Checking that wheel seal, looks good. Shocks are definitely need to be changed. Need to change those eventually. There you go, that pinion seal ain't leaking. Still don't have no even. Brakes look alright. No wheel seal leak, no wheel seal. Shock looks good, airbags. Everything looks good right there. You got any oil in it?
Yeah, it's got some in it.
Yeah, I'll say use about a
needs
gallon.
Yeah, needs some. I don't know about, well, this is a diesel, so the color of it doesn't tell you a lot
black.
of information.
It's got a brand new alternator. Well, not brand new. I remember when I put this dang thing on. You know, I wasn't really thinking about, you know, unhooking the batteries. So I'm telling you, when I took this thing off and I hit this right here, and I'm telling you, that ratchet was stuck there and it was hot. Like it left a welt on my hand, or whatever you want to call it. It was pretty bad. It scared the crap out of me, and Dad was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "You gotta unhook the battery first." And yeah, I mean, that's what you got, 4 24-volt battery, or what are they? Big old batteries. You got 4 big truck batteries hooked together, and that's a lot of volts. All right, that hurts. Everything looks good. Usually when a truck comes in, we just kind of look it over and make sure if anything's rubbing that you see that might need zip tie it.
There's a man with the plan right
Look
there.
over it.
I'll bring it over and might want to drop it off and let it do it.
Everything looks good. Not hearing no air leaks or nothing.
Needs a little bit of oil.
Now, I'd say put a gallon in it. I'll show you where the oil is and everything. Let's go over here. Everything looks good over here. Got a little leak. It's not good. Steering fluid. I mean, looks good. Put that on the road. It's got plenty of antifreeze. Straight right there, that's good. Flip tie those together. That's good. That's good. It's not rubbing or anything. It's good. There we go. All right. So now I'm gonna go underneath here and check the dry shaft, make sure it's all right. Alrighty, we just put that gallon of oil in there. We're gonna check it again. You still got that neck in it? Yeah, there it is. Grab it out of here and wipe her off, see what she does. Ooh, sucker's hot.
Oh, contempt.
Alrighty guys, I couldn't really clean it off and hold it at the same time. The camera's kind of dirty, but she's full now. So
Just about perfect.
now we're gonna go check the rest of the dry shaft and the carrier bearing and make sure it's good. Because he did say there's a little vibration, so we're gonna try to figure out what that is. Well guys, I think I figured out the problem. It's way too much slack. It's definitely his carrier bearing. It's probably gonna have to replace that. Pretty sure everywhere else is good. Nate, is that your name, Nate?
Yes, sir.
Or Nick? Well, Nate said he already checked the front one. So the front was good. Carrier bearing definitely needs some love and attention. I'm gonna go ahead and check the back drive shaft and the one between the rear ends. Alrighty, so we know this thing needs a carrier bearing pretty bad. Everything else looked kind of good on it. So what we're doing right now is we're putting a venting system on this truck. This is the kit that's supposed to be made for it and everything. We're having a problem with us filling up this tank and it venting or something like that. So what the driver has to do is he has to fill this tank up and then let it sink down to here and then fill it back up, if that makes sense. But when he would have to fill this thing up, he would have to let it drain in this tank and then fill this back up. So we're gonna have to fix that with this. That's the solution right there. So what we're doing is we're gonna cut this fuel neck where you put the nozzle in, you fill it up with gas. It's like a rubber hose that goes from there to the tank. We're gonna cut it in half and stick this between it. And then we are going to take that hose right there with that shut-off valve. We're going to hook it up right here, put clamps on it. That should be all we have to do. Pretty sure, like 35%. But we're gonna figure it out. So how this thing goes on is this right here basically replaces it right here, so to speak. See? It slides in there, clamps on, and then you stick this hose like we rigged it, and you plug it in right there, and that should be all we have to do. Should be. Pretty sure. And I'm gonna take this vent line and I'm just gonna stick it up through this little hole somewhere that it would cut. Laying on the ground and everything, I lit it on fire.
What I'll do,
And then boom.
Roll Kid's got them mats.
Mm-hmm.
I'll grab one of them mats because it'll lay right in there. And that'll set on that. And that way it won't rub no hole in the bottom of this tank.
That'd be a lot better
If you
too.
really wanted to be, if you really wanted to be cheap and save some money, we got them Napa mud flaps that Timmy didn't use.
Is there enough to fit on this whole thing?
Yeah, there's two of them.
Let's look and see.
There's
All
two
I
of them in the
did.
shop.
Alrighty guys, so what we're gonna do, how we're gonna run this is this right here is just toolbox. This little section is toolbox, and this is your fill tank. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna need a little bit, I'm gonna need some longer 2-inch line because the way it was put together, I had this and it was hooked to the other side, and that little silver fitting we got is shorter, so I'm gonna need a longer hose. So what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna get rid of all this junk. We're taking this, putting it inside that silver fitting or that silver tube that we got, and then we're gonna take this and get a 1/2-inch line that goes from here. It's gonna run underneath it, and it's gonna come up this hole, and it's gonna run over here, and we're gonna make this hole a little bigger, and we're gonna silicone it in there. Then it should work. Should have problems with it. And then Dad and them were talking about putting a rubber mat underneath it, which we should have done first of all because this aluminum. I've seen it done. I've seen it happen. But if you take these things, you just mount it down in the back of your truck or something, and you're a hot shot like trucker or whatever, these little brackets right here, these welds will break. And then it could cause putting a hole inside of your tank and everything, could leak fuel and this and that. But if you put a piece of rubber underneath it and then tighten it down, it has that little flex, you know, it ain't really yank it on it as hard because it's rubber flexes. But you know, put some else, you just break a hole in it. Oh yeah, that would be perfect.
That'll set it on there and have something to ride on.
What about them rubber pieces? Like, remember those in front of the shop?
That's what I was going to get.
Them ones with holes in them?
One.
Those would work great. I'd
three of
say
them.
those would work good too.
This will work.
So we have got longer hose, which is well needed. Got that. Got the line that we're going to run from that vacuum line. We're going to run it all the way over there. Got to drill a hole in the tank. And also I got another floor mat that we're going to throw on there. Sweet. Let's get her done. So I'm going to need this. Bring it over here. I need to move these out of the way. I should have got a thicker mat because those are pretty thick compared to the other ones. Alrighty, we got that loose and we took this line loose. This line is the line that puts fuel, or that whatever that drains fuel. You know what I mean. I'll have to explain it to y'all. But we got that hose. We're gonna run it down. I'm gonna feed it through here, and then Nate's going to hook it up and clamp it down. Then we're gonna yank this out, drill a bigger hole, and stick that in there. That's gonna be our vent line. So got her all hooked up. There she is. Perfect. Perfect. All the way up yonder. That's good. It's got that little fitting up top. I'll just run her up through here. I'll be taking this when we scoot it back, slide it in there and put it on, then waiting on the 3/4 hose, not ½ inch like Dad told me. Do that, then we're gonna hook that sucker up real quick, throw these mats down, and then scoot this thing back. She'll be done. You did? Oh yeah, probably, because when I was over there, he sent his drivers to Madisonville to trade out parts. But what we're getting ready to do, ooh, I hope this ain't from us. Surely not. Surely that's not from us. Alright, so we're gonna be taking the head off of this little truck right here. Let her fall, I got it. So we're getting ready to do. We're gonna take this head off real quick. Everything is still detached, so we're just gonna bring the forklift over here and pop her out real quick because we got to get it sent off because let's see here. One of our drivers blew the turbo, or the clamp for the turbo, off. It broke. They didn't have anywhere to go. They were far away from somewhere, so it was going through the intercooler and everything. And the intercooler is to cool down the air before the exhaust goes inside of the turbo, right? Or the intake, whatever. So without being there, the manifold got super hot. They said it got like 1200 degrees. Pretty sure it cracked the head. Dad said there might be like 2 spots that are cracked, but we're gonna get this thing sent off. Mr. Nate here is gonna take it over there tomorrow, get her checked. Might as well go ahead and do it because our luck, we're gonna put it on there and it ain't gonna work at all, and we're gonna take it right back off. That'll be exactly our luck, but who knows. I'm getting this forklift and get rid of your out.
The chain's not big enough, man.
Huh?
The chain ain't big enough.
No, just stick it through it. Just stick it through it.
That bottom ain't gonna work. Get it working that bottom line.
No, just stick the whole chain in it and stick the bolt through, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And then stick the bolt through it, and then use a screwdriver to stop it from. There you go.
What she said like that. There you go.
There you go.
She had to. She did wait.
Mine had that deep voice, if you know what I
She
mean.
was fat and she was sweating. So it didn't matter which road you hit, it was good for me.
Oh my God, don't bring that up. I had to ride with a guy, alright. Alright guys, we got it off. Had to jerk her around a little bit, but we got her. Yeah, put some Since we already cleaned it and everything, put some rags over it, should be fine. Here we go. Alrighty, we got her covered up, all ready to go back to sleep. Close the hood, and tomorrow we're gonna get that head worked, and then we might be able to stick it back together. We might be able to later on. We might. It's a big might, but I'm pretty sure we will. Big old hood up. There's the hose. She is. Get your shirt in there. I gotta get it. It says keep calm, let Waddy handle it. 1-800-WADDY. Dad, get it out. There you go. I love that.
Oh, y'all working on that thing?
Yeah, we got everything wired up. That's good. I just gotta drill a little bit bigger hole. Stick that hose in there.
It ain't gonna run off that pump, is it?
Ain't no pump.
With that little.
Yeah, it'll run off it and cut off.
Yeah.
I can cut it off and open it back up.
Just fill it up and let it back out.
Sexy, 80.
Alrighty, guys. We finally got this thing filled up and everything. We're gonna go over here. Woo! You hear that? Go over here and fill it up. And when you fill this thing up all the way, it should create all that pressure. And if it ain't leaking with all that pressure on it, then it ain't gonna leak. So we're gonna make 100% sure before he leaves. Oh, lay underneath here. Make sure there's no leaks. If anything, I would think it'll be leaking right there. Are you hot, bud? Yeah. Man, Dan's hot. You got a knife on you?
Yeah.
Put this zip tie too tight.
You got a pair of cut pliers.
Yeah, either one would work. Now let's let her breathe. We got everything good on Tim's truck, so he's ready to go out. That venting system works great. I'm actually kind of hope it stays good and it works all good and everything, but that is ready to go. I got to put the Bobcat up and everything because the truck was in the way while putting it up. Right over my screwdriver. Can't believe that. 2 zip ties I didn't use. We head off of the Young International. We got it sitting in here in the shop, so in the morning Nick can go ahead and take it up to Knoxville or Chattanooga, whatever, which one, I don't know which one it is. We're gonna do that. I have to set this thing down. I forgot. Gotta set that down so we can get this big table of parts in here. And then that's about it. But appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.